Hello, Mr. Neven here. Welcome to Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. You got to be kidding me mod. So in this mod we have a lot of weird new sprites for NPCs and enemies, like this Smurf here.
I need mana.
Especially on the later acts, like Act 5 has Star Wars enemies, for example, from Star Wars Battlegrounds, a game that played like Age of Empires with its own sprites. And they ported those sprites to this game. So I can finally use NVidia Shadow playing Diablo 2, playing Diablo 2, I mean. It didn't work yesterday, but I read on Google and I needed to change I believe, the guild option to direct draw and then start the game after changing the compatibility mode from Windows 7. My old computer used to be Windows 7, now it's Windows 10, and it stopped working when I changed to Windows 10. And I had to change the compatibility mode from Windows 7 to Windows XP Service Pack 3, and the guild option from guild to DirectX, or Direct Draw actually. Then it started to work with a really small screen, and then I exited, and then I restarted D2SE mod launcher that I'm using to run all my mods, or most of them. There are like 3 independent mods, and the rest are ran through the launcher, a lot of mods. And then I changed it back to Guild, and it launched in full screen. So now I can speak and play at the same time again, which I haven't been able to do since September 23rd, 2024, when I messed up the graphical drivers on my Windows 7 gaming computer, and sadly couldn't reinstall them because you had like I had like a really outdated version of the NVIDIA graphics card drivers, and then I had to update them, and if I try to update them through the launcher or the GeForce program, I tried to go for the Windows 10 updates and they didn't work, so it would always fail. Or I could go to the NVIDIA website and get manual downloads from there, but it was very difficult to find the right ones, so I managed to only update from 2013 to maybe 2018, but before September 23rd, 2024, I believe I had 2021 update, so without that update I couldn't use the NVIDIA Shadow Play recorder that I'm using to record Diablo 2, so I was forced to use the screen recorder, which cost a lot of tearing in most games. Even though I could speak using that recorder, I had 2 other options. I had a Steam recorder which had no tearing at all, but where the voice couldn't be used, or if I used it, it was constant interruptions when playing, so it wouldn't have been any nice experience listening to anyone speaking with that recorder, because the voice was constantly interrupted by noises, and like the voice disappeared a little bit here and there. But if I used the screen recorder, the voice worked fine, but instead we had a lot of tearing and stuttering in the video, not when I played, but in the actual video after I had recorded. The third option was to stream the game on my other computer, which is an older computer, and that worked perfectly fine for Diablo 2, because even though the game is outdated, I mean the computer is outdated, and most games look worse on that computer, it still looks better when you stream it on this computer, because you still have this graphics card from this computer when you stream it from the other one on this computer, but still it looked a little bit worse, but not as bad as it wouldn't have made me stop recording. I would have still accepted that. I mean, all the war battles I uploaded in January were made through streaming on the older computer, and they look great. So it wasn't a problem. The problem was that I couldn't microphone on that computer because it couldn't recognize the microphone. If I enable the microphone, the headset would be unplugged, and if I enable the headset, the microphone would be unplugged. So it's really annoying. And on this computer, I couldn't use it because if I stream on the other computer, then you're supposed to record the sound on the other computer. But now when I have updated my Windows 7 Pro gaming computer to a Windows 10 Pro, the NVidia Shadow Play recorder works again, and the graphical drivers are up to date. The latest 2024 drivers for my NVIDIA GeForce 780 graphics card, which is still a bit outdated. It was like one of the best graphics cards in the market back in the fall of 2013, but now it's a bit outdated. But thanks to the new drivers, I can record a game and speak again, and a lot of games that had problems running do not have problems anymore, such as Palworld, for example. You can play it without problems, and other games that required Windows 10, like Remastered, that I bought in 2021 and only could play through streaming on an older computer with Windows 10. That game now works. I have installed it, and I am currently actually downloading a lot of cool mods for it. We are certainly going to play the Lord of the Rings Total War mod by Diablo II. So the original mod was for Rome Total War Alexander, and made by some other guys. But Diego Exerianus, he ported the mod to Total War Remastered. And yeah, we are going to play that mod. I played it in, I believe, 2021, 2022, maybe 2023. I played a little bit streaming on the other computer as Isengard. We're going to restart that campaign, but yeah, now we do not need to stream it anymore. We can play it on this computer now, my best computer, and with updated graphics drivers and working recording. The NVidia Shadow Play recorder is the best recorder. It has the least stuttering or lag. It has none, actually. So yeah, we are gonna play using that mod, and I also played a different mod, I believe, Rome Total War Enhanced, which had like more factions. We might start that mod too. Then there are others that we will try to. We'll also play original Rome Total War, but I haven't tried the original Rome Total War yet on Windows 10. I know that the Medieval 2 and mods work fine, and that Rome Remastered will work fine. We'll try the old Rome as well. Alright, so this is Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction. Diablo 2 was a game from 2000, and Lord of Destruction was an expansion pack or update, giant update, released as a separate game, essentially, that required the older game that released during the summer of 2001, actually. And then I am using the You Got to Be Kidding Me mode. I believe it's from 2015 or so. It was a mod that someone made for fun as a joke, and added lots of weird NPCs and enemies. Such. We are going to continue this. So I am playing a necromancer named The Witcher, inspired by the Witcher games. He looks like Geralt, the main character of those games. If you remove the helmet, you can see that he looks exactly like Geralt from The Witcher. But as this game is older, maybe Geralt was inspired by the necromancer from Diablo 2. But I know that in his looks, I don't know, in the game at least. I mean, the books predated the game, so I know that the story and all that is from their books, but from a Polish author. But yeah, he looks a lot like the necromancer in Diablo 2. Okay, in the games. Alright. I'm not going to play anymore now. You can see here, you can expect to face off against Mortal Kombat enemies from the original Mortal Kombat games. We had 2D turtles from the old Turtle games, Star Wars characters from Star Wars Battlegrounds, an Age of Empires clone. The reason LucasArts got away with using same engine is because they own the engine and had let the developers of Age of Empires use it to create their game, and then because they own the engine, they made their own Star Wars game. It was essentially a copy of the other game, but with Star Wars characters and such. Okay, and those characters are available in this mod as enemies, so you can fight Vader and Stormtroopers and others, but you need to get to the 5th act before you face them. I saw a picture of Vader on the 5th act. You can also face off against the Nukem enemies and Matrix and Street Fighter, and then there are some friendly Simpson and Star Wars and Smurf NPCs, etc. We have already previewed a video in December where I fought some Zerglings, enemies from StarCraft 1, in the Den of Evil, renamed to the Zerg something. Anyway, thank you for watching. We might do another video in this mode later, where we just play to preview stuff. So we have finished a bunch of quests. So quests. We finished Hydralisk 10. I previewed it. It had Hydralisk enemies from StarCraft 1. Then we finished Sisters Burial Grounds, and I believe they had mostly the same as in the vanilla game, Bloodraven and the zombies. And then we had a search for Kane. I finished, killed Griswold, and did stuff in Old Tristram. It was pretty much the same. The spaceship, we haven't tried that yet, but I guess we will have new enemies there, because it's named differently. These are named the same as the vanilla game, so they weren't changed. This one had Hydralisks. This one probably has new enemies, as it's called a spaceship. Tools of the trade probably the same as the old one, and we can't check this one. We'll see. So yeah, there are some stuff we would like to show on the other acts as well, but in this act we certainly will do the spaceship. I'm interested to see what they've done with it. This one unfortunately we will have to do, because it's required in order to get to the last one, but yeah, it doesn't look like it has been changed. Maybe there are some new enemies in these areas too. Right. I've also recorded a video of Haruto War Classic Ultimate, but the December 2020 version, because I started a campaign as the Brynner Freem in 2020, and I've come very far in it, and I want to finish it, so I played for over 4 hours yesterday, so we'll upload it soon. I am uploading a video of Final Fantasy 7 using a Gaia Remaster right now. It's at 1 hour 35 minutes, and after that we'll upload the Hyrule video. I did speak in the Hyrule video, but I used a different headset with a microphone that was placed on the headset and didn't have like any external device that you could plug in, and for some reason my voice could hardly be heard, so it was kind of a failure, to be honest. So we will continue that campaign and use the headset I'm using here going forward. I will certainly do Diablo videos of all the mods. I've already done 3 mods. I've done the Middle Earth mod and the Baldur's Gate mod. I played for about 3 hours in both to review them, and yeah, they had some interesting changes, but they were 2 of the least changed mods. There are some really impressive Diablo 2 mods that are much more impressive than those, and those mods still had like new skills, new items, new 2D art, and new enemies, but mostly the enemies were the vanilla enemies, but they were bigger or smaller, etc. And there were some new ones. This one is more impressive because it has new sprites instead of just resized or recolored older enemies. But yeah, we have a lot of Diablo 2 mods to show off, and other games that are like Diablo 2. I had done a Titan Quest video, I believe. Titan Quest is very much like Diablo, but set in ancient Greece and ancient Egypt and ancient Rome. That's a game I have never finished, and because I paid money for it, we are gonna play it from start to finish. But I only have the original Titan Quest game and expansion, the Immortal Throne. Then there are some Steam unique expansions, but you need Steam for that. I mean the Steam version of the game. I don't have the Steam version of the game. So unless I buy the Steam version of the game, I won't play the later expansions. But one reason to buy those is that they have a lot of modern mods that are more impressive than the old mods, where you can do a lot of stuff like total overhauls. That changes the setting and the heroes and the skills and everything. So you can play like as the gods of Greece. Like you can play as a bunch of gods with unique models and skills and such in the new story. I tried using that mod on the LOD version and it kind of worked, but half the heroes didn't have their custom look and they're bugged and you couldn't use it because they needed Steam unique expansion packs. But any content that was based on the original two games worked fine. So I could essentially play as the ancient Egyptian god Isis with the custom model and custom skills. But when I tried Athena, for example, it didn't work because it was based on a later expansion. So it's better to have the Steam version if you're gonna play overhaul mods that are made later, because they are based on the Steam version and expects the player to have all the releases, so the Steam releases, because there were like 2 or 3 expansion packs released since 2012 or 2015 or something that never was released outside of Steam. And then there were 2, the original game released in 2006, I believe, as a DVD, and the first expansion in 2007 as a DVD. And then it took until 2012 or 2015 or something like that before they updated the game, maybe even longer, 2018. Then there have been like 3 expansions or 2 released quite recently for the real old game by the developer, but they were only released for Steam. They weren't released as a DVD, of course, and weren't released outside of Steam. They could have released them on GOG or something, so we could have updated the old DVD version, but they didn't do that for some reason. Okay, but thanks for watching. We have a lot of games to play, and Diablo 2 mods. I had planned to show off all my Diablo 2 mods, the least impressive ones first, and then the more impressive ones. We also had an Adariel mod playthrough, but that stopped working in September, and I can still not get it to work, because unlike the other Diablo 2 mods, it's running through a different matter that doesn't work on Windows 10 for some reason, so I can't run it. But I can, and I checked my other Windows 10 computer where it worked fine a year or 2 ago, and it doesn't work there neither, because of some update for Windows 10. So yeah, the Andariel mod doesn't work on 2 of the computers, but I have a Windows 7 laptop that cannot be upgraded. It was stated it cannot be upgraded to Windows 10. And that computer will be a Windows 7 until it breaks down. It's a laptop used for work. My father's old computer from 2009. It was very high quality computer from 2009, but it wasn't a gaming computer, it was a working computer. But Diablo 2 works fine on it, and the Unreal mod works. So the only thing I need to do is move over my save to that computer and install a recording device. Of course, Bandicut can't record Diablo 2, it will get stuck, and NVidia Shadow doesn't work on that computer, which I'm using to record it. So the only option would be to stream the game on that computer. So I essentially boot up Steam on both computers, and then I stream it on that computer, so it plays on that computer and records on this computer. But the problem is that that computer has a smaller screen, so we will not have widescreen. But that's fine, so I will finish that game, but we will probably have to play on a retail screen of 4:3 aspect ratio. Alright, thank you for watching, and by the way, in this game we have the Amazon, assassin. You have the necromancer, one I was playing. The barbarian. You have the paladin. The sorceress. And we have the Amazon. He uses spears and javelins and bows, and is a very mobile character, runs around and shoots at stuff. And we have the assassin. She places out traps to trap enemies and such. She has like claws as weapons. And I never liked the assassin. I never played her much. I never gave her a chance. The Amazon, on the other hand, I played a lot. She was really fun, especially with the bow, but also with the javelin. Never played with the melee spear, but javelins and bows really fun. The assassin, some people like placing out traps and ambush enemies and such, but I never gave this character much of a chance. Might have tried a cheated character at some point and just tried out her abilities, but never liked her. Same is true for paladin. He might be a person of color like me, but I never liked the character. I liked knights. I thought it was cool, but whenever I started the game as him, I thought he had very boring attacks. Like he has a lot of passive abilities that affect others, enemies and allies, and do not have any really cool attacks. It's like the barbarian. This is the one you want to play if you like to play as a warrior and attack with your axe or sword or whatever. This one is more like he's using a sword and shield, but he's more of a buff character. He places buffs on enemies and on allies. So he's not a warrior type. He's more like a priest with a sword and shield. The necromancer. He can summon golems and skeletons and undead, and I always liked that, especially when I used as a kid, and I was like 10 to 15 years old. I liked using cheats to give him a lot of all his abilities, and you could have like unlimited followers. You could raise the undead in massive numbers and have them follow you and such. It was like having an army of undead. I enjoyed that as a kid. So this character I really liked because of his minions, and then warrior. I liked him too. I never liked his look, but he was fun. He's the warrior type. He has a lot of cool, powerful attacks. I prefer the Amazon because I prefer OP ranged attacks over OP melee attacks. But the Necromancer was fun because of his minions, and I didn't like the Paladin because he's a buff character like the Priest, and I didn't like the Assassin because she's a rogue type character. She places out traps. Didn't think that was fun, but I kind of want to try an Assassin at some point. The Sorceress is very fun. Played a bit. She can have she has a lot of magic. She's the mage. She has electric and fire and ice attacks from afar. Very powerful character. Really fun. And good looking too. And then he was my favorite character. He can transform into bears and werewolves, and can also call the help or aid of animals. He can have like 5 wolves. He can have 1 bird, I believe, 1 snake, and maybe something else. He's like a druid of the nature. He casts upon the wild animals to help them, and he has some cool skills to magical abilities. And it was really cool to transform into a bear or a werewolf. So yeah, this was my favorite character. My best character in the vanilla game was a druid, and then I had a high level necromancer and a high level sorceress. I never really played with Amazon, to be honest. I used cheats to play with others, and out of the cheated characters I enjoyed the Amazon the most because she is probably the best character if you use cheats. She has the best OP attacks, like once. And yeah, she has a follower, I believe, the Valkyrie. So yeah, this character was very fun and cheated, saying it's a necromancer, but uncheated. I believe the druid and the sorcerers are my faves. Barbarian, I believe I never really played. Some of my friends played the Barbarian, but I played him only as cheat character, I believe. Of course, I played all the characters except the Assassin and the Paladin without using cheats, maybe up to level 15 or so. But I never played the entire game with most characters. I played with this one the entire game, and this one I'm uncertain. I think I did at least 3 acts with the necromancer. The sorceress probably did with the game, and then I used cheats for the others to unlock everything. Okay, and played a lot of back in the day. The Andariel character is an Amazon, so I have played up until Act 4 with an Amazon now, but she looks like an Andariel. Has different skills. I also played a bit in the mod, I believe, the Median Excel mod from 2015, maybe 2012, I don't remember. There I played as an Amazon. They have slightly different abilities there, but it's an Amazon. So I played a bit with that, but I have only finished about the first act. We had only Andariel left. It was a co-op campaign with my sister. But anyway, thank you for watching. See you in another video. Bye.